Gamers, hello, welcome. Hey, thanks so much if you subscribed from the last video. We're trying to hit 10K by the end of the month. There's approximately 10 days left to do that, and over 900 subscribers still to go. So probably not gonna happen, but it could. And until the 31st, I will not be told otherwise. So subscribe and help the channel if you could, please. Would appreciate. Anyway, on to the video. Hey there, everyone. Welcome. We have a bit of a lull until we get the newest Mythic Hero trailer. And so I wanted to make just a quickie video while I am currently elbow deep in all things Inazuma. Let's talk a little bit about Choose Your Legends, right? Because that's coming up. That's going to be happening at some point in the very near future, actually. Like, a couple weeks, actually. It's genuinely that close. It should be happening like mid-August. There may very well be a FEH channel before that to introduce the artworks, but more than likely we'll end up seeing, you know, its own FEH channel happening early to late August to introduce everybody and to give us a trailer on the skills and all of those things. But if there is an early August FEH channel, we might see the artwork revealed. It's happened in the past. Probably alongside a Special Heroes random banner like we had the Pirates last year. Something along those lines. Great. But what does that mean, right? What could we possibly see in a legendary brave capacity? And I say legendary brave because there are a couple of options, actually, if you didn't know. Legendary. So the tricky bit here is with these four in particular, you have Marth, right? I don't really know what they're gonna do with him. His issue, honestly, is falchion. You can't really take a sword that's that iconic to the entire franchise. I think gaming in general. I think the falchion is kind of up there with notable swords that people are aware of. At least now, I guess, that Fire Emblem has become, dare I say, more mainstream. We'll say more mainstream. So Marth with the falchion, the original falchion holder. Is that going to be tough to break? Maybe. He's also up against several other versions of himself, right? So we have the Resplendent, we have the Legendary, we have the Young. All pretty solid in terms of units. But how do you turn that brave? Good question. Something I'd like to see them do with Marth in particular is just scrap the falchion altogether and give him the Almstaff, which is a weapon that his sister Elise can wield alongside a couple others, I think. Or just turn him into a dragon. Just let him go full Tiki. Why not? Or just give him a Starlight Tome. I don't know. Something along those lines, maybe. That could be interesting. But either way, I don't think they'll do that. I think he'll probably just be a sword infantry unit. As maybe boring as that might be. Erika, however, a couple of options, right? We have Tome Erika. We have Healer Winter Erika. We have Legendary Sword Erika on a horse, no less. Not only that, but in a couple months, Legendary Erika is likely getting remixed, and I think January it is. So curious, right? What are they going to do with the brave version of that? Are we going to run into a semi three houses situation where we get the brave house leaders, and then their legendaries come out within 6 months of that? Like, what are they going to do? Good question. what's her remix essentially going to be for this? Is it going to be on equal footing? Is it going to be different? Is it going to be worse? It's tough to say. These two seem the trickiest, if you can believe it. They could go really simple and really boring, or they could, branch out a little bit. Erika, I think you're probably going to be looking at a green tome. I think they might take some kind of Leon aspect with it, where she's a green tome. Because we do have red tome Erika, right? The Sacred Memories version. But then we've also got Sword Erika, obviously. Again, relatively iconic for her, obviously. She's one of the main characters in her game. Similar to Marth, whereas Marth is more or less the solo main character figure. Erika and Ephraim kind of share the spotlight to an extent. But, they can make her a healer too. Never know. Again, it just kind of depends on the route that they go with her. Marianne. I remember when her normal pool version came out, people are like, "Oh, why doesn't she have her preferred weapon?" Like, well, probably because y'all just voted her in as a brave unit. That would be my question, or my hypotheses anyway. So more than likely, they'll probably just take a Marianne route the same way that they did with the house units last year, which is kind of boring, honestly. That's fine. She'll probably just get her kind of standard class outfit for the war era version of Three Houses. Maybe probably similar in aesthetic to Lysithea, I guess. Lysithea is not a one-to-one match for her glow up, I don't think, but it's pretty close if it's not. They'll probably do the same thing to Marianne, honestly. Like, look, I know if you guys wanted something different, I don't know what to tell you. Stop voting for Three Houses, students, I guess. Because IS is genuinely just going to take that as a way to be lazy. I think it wasn't anything jaw-dropping last year. We got pretty much the legendary, aesthetically, versions of what they called Braves, which wasn't that exciting, honestly. And I don't see them doing anything different with Marianne because they know she's going to sell anyway. Yeah, that's that. I guess if you're gonna vote Three Houses, don't let them off the hook that easily. Vote somebody like Shamir or Aloise or Gerald. Gerald would actually be a pretty cool brave unit. Somebody that doesn't have like an alternate appearance in the game where they just kind of stay the same throughout, where they have to reimagine them. That might be a slightly more creative mandate for them, but I don't know. I can't imagine them being very inventive here. This gatekeeper fellow, he's a bit of a wild card. It's so weird seeing him here, by the way. Like, for better or worse, this is your lineup. It feels weird. It's weird in a lineup seeing gatekeeper. It's just really bizarre. And I was actually talking on stream tonight about look, I like the concept of Brave Keeper. I don't think it's bad that people voted for him. I think the timing was poor, truthfully. You Three Houses stands came in here and just dominated Choose Your Legends 4, and then you were like, hey, we're gonna do it again, and everybody started hating you. So it's like, Brave Keeper would have been really funny for Choose Your Legends 6. Like, top tier hilarity would have been funny. But it wasn't as funny, and it was just kind of a bummer for a lot of people because it specifically followed the Brave Houses Choose Your Legends 4 situation, I think, anyway. That's why I was kind of bummed. I was like, oh, yay, more of the same titles, cool. That was kind of my issue with it, but would have been hilarious if it had a little year gap. That would have been really funny. But hey, here it is. I assume he's just gonna be like an armored lance unit, or just something wacky. I genuinely like this is the wild card. As uninventive as they could be with these three, this one kind of pushes the extreme with that process, right? So they could be really lazy with him too and just do like a 1-for-1, or they could be very imaginative and make him part of like the church's guard. I don't know, maybe Sarah, the guard of Sarah. I don't know, man. Like they could go crazy with him, or he could basically just look like this with a lance. They could basically make him a playable NPC in FEH, or they could do something really cool. I don't know. Based on last year, I'm not holding my breath because it was kind of boring last year. I'll be honest. Now, granted, the first year where everybody was like reinventive and like, you know, their family members attire, and even in like 2 and 3, they kind of did something similar too. Elwood was kind of cool. Micaiah was a little bit predictable. You know, but last year was just, they threw the towel on that one, man. Oh boy. But anywho, yeah, those are my kind of, I guess, just rambly thoughts. Probably Falchion would be cool to see on staff. Probably just an armored lance unit or something bonkers. Probably just standard wartime era Marianne. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm gonna say probably Green Tome Erika would be my guess. Maybe Healer would be neat too. Martha's really the only one I have a whole lot of investment in, and that's mainly if they go with Alm Staff. That would be pretty cool. But the other thing that's going to happen inevitably is we are going to get a Tempest Trials to go along with this. Last year was a Grand Hero battle, right? Featuring one of the Shop brothers for reasons. And this year should be a Tempest Trials. They typically alternate them if you haven't been keeping up on that, which is kind of a bummer in the sense that because he's Tempest Trials, we inevitably won't get as many copies of him for free as we might have if said unit would have been a GHB. But that's fine. You know, it's all good. There should be an accompanying Tempest Trials, and it's usually somebody that places pretty high and does not have what I would call a base version or just a new normal hero type unit in existence in the game. And outside of like the top 10s, where you've got stuff like Yuri and Felix, who again aren't actually in the game yet, I don't see them doing any of that. I feel like they're probably gonna, you know, milk 3 houses a little bit, right? You feel me on that? Yeah? Rayo would be sick. And frankly, I'd be here for it, but I don't think they're gonna do that either. It says that maybe it's Dorothea. I guess it could technically be Dorothea. I don't think they're going to do any 3 houses units. If we do get a Tempest Trials freebie to go alongside of Choose Your Legends 5, and it is a 3 houses unit, I will be shocked. Shocked. That said, as I scroll here, there's really only a couple options popping up. And her name is Sevra. So we did get Spring Sevra earlier this year. So a lot of you are probably saying, ooh, but Brian, we just got her. They wouldn't do that. Lies. We actually, 2 years ago, with Choose Your Legends 3, my favorite Choose Your Legends to date, because we got Micaiah and Elwood. I've peaked. It's never getting better for me after that. But we also had a Tempest Trials and a free unit of someone who placed pretty high named Sigrun. Now, you might be saying, well, okay, but in May of that year, we had Brides. And Bride Sigrun was also a unit that existed. So we got Sigrun, who was kind of in alt purgatory for a very short amount of time in May. And then 3 months later in August, we got her as a Grail unit, as like her base form or her standard form, right? They could do the same thing with Sevra. And I know Sevra has been on a lot of people's wish lists for a very long time. As you can see, I don't think she's ever been below, or rather above, the top 50. Ever. So after 5 years of polling, like, she's normally within the top 50. They might pull that trigger, friends. They might do it. I mean, they're not going to give us Awakening Anna. That would be so amazing if they did, though. Instant Grail. I literally keep Grails on stock in case something like that happens. No cap. But I don't see that happening. I think it's probably going to be Sevra. I think that's probably our freebie, which is also pretty exciting, right? So even if Choose Your Legends 5 is maybe not for you, like you weren't really into the whole gatekeeper meme thing, you don't know why Marianne placed as high as she did past some legacy picks like Marth and Erika, hey, that's cool. There's good stuff coming down the pike, right? And even if this doesn't interest you, you can take your freebie and walk and pay attention to whatever special banner we have that month, which might be Space Cowboys. Who knows? Could be anything. Yeah, those are just some thoughts that I had. I wanted to put some stuff kind of just in video format for you all, and just talk, because we haven't done that in a little while. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you maybe had some thoughts of your own about Choose Your Legends. If you did, leave them in the comments. That's pretty hype. Yeah, I'm gonna go sink my teeth in some Inazuma for Genshin Impact, which we will be streaming on Thursday. You want to come by and hang out for that? But if not, we'll be back with more Fire Emblem Heroes, like we are. But yeah, that's all I got for you right now. So hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you much. But that's all I got. So thanks again. And until then, I will catch you next time.